Good morning, guys, and welcome back to Train Sim World 5. In this episode, in this video, we're going to look at the San Bernardino line. It's the last of the three that came out that I haven't done yet. I've just done the training tutorial on a couple of the locomotives I'm not sure which one I'm going to do yet. We'll have a look at that in a second. Really looking forward to this one. I've heard a few good things. I liked what I saw in the Dovetail Direct, especially keen to see that bit where you drive down the highway. I think that's at the LA end where you drive down between two highways and stuff. Really looking forward to seeing that. So yeah, let's jump in and have a look at our options. Well, I don't know what the difference between these are. Let's just go for this. So this is what I've just done the training on. And as you know, this is on the Antelope Valley line, and it's an all right locomotive. There's nothing amazing about it. So do you know what? Let's do this. I've just done the training on it, so there are things I don't like about this train, but let's give it a chance, will we? So San Bernardino's a long run from what I've seen, so let's do it during the day where we can see what we're doing. And I'm thinking we'll do a part 1 and a part 2. So yeah, because it's such a long route, let's do a part 1 and a part 2. So let's do this one, 9:37, part 1. It's about 50 minutes long. And I'll do part 2 maybe tomorrow or something. We'll see how we get on. I'm actually gonna keep the weather on clear because I want to enjoy the route like I did with the other routes when I left them on clear. I want to see this route. So let's jump in and let's get started. We're going to go driver and we're going to give it a go. What has been your favorite routes so far, guys? I'd love to know. Keen to see how this one performs. Performance-wise on the Frankfurt Fulda route is decent. I have a fairly decent machine, so I mean, I expect these routes to be decent. I've got a 4080 Super and a 12900K with 64 gig of RAM. Fast M.2s. Yeah, I've got a good machine. The description of my machine is in the description. So you can have a look there. It's a decent machine, so I expect good performance. There are issues in a couple of places on a couple of the lines that have been well noted by other people that have used it as well. You know, the West Coast Main Line, you have these frame drops. It's part of the world with Train Sim World. You know, you're going to have these frame drops because of things they use. Anyway, we're not going to get into that. So I'm not expecting any major issues with this line either. Both the other two lines ran what I consider to be fairly smooth on my machine. So let's jump in. And right off the bat, I'm running at 75 frames, which is fine. It's what I expect. I have mine locked to 75. So awesome. Anyway, let's get going because you do not get long on these American routes to set up. I do know that this is the safety system. It took me a few minutes to figure this out in the tutorial. The button doesn't work. It took me ages. But it is now on. Oh, let me make sure these switches are on, which they are. Fantastic. Let's get the reverser in and to forward, and let's get my passengers on because we should be leaving any minute. Did that not unlock my doors? No. Oh, it'll be because I've opened the wrong side doors then. Awesome. Good start. Right, let's get my lights on. I believe you need to put the brakes to full service. Pop that in there. Put that on. Let's release them. We'll do it that way around. Just so we're ready to go. Let's shut our doors. I think I did everything there, did I? Well, let's find out. Let's go. Let's release the independent brake. And let's get going. We are in a 12 mile an hour at the moment. Yeah, we're on a 12 at the moment. We've got 3.8 miles to our first stop. Which at 12 mile an hour it does go up to 25. I'm assuming it jumps up pretty quick here. The noise when you go around a corner is horrible. That's bad. Right, let's get going. I mean, we are only doing 12 mile an hour. That's probably got something to do with it. So far, performance-wise on my PC, fantastic. Smooth as a nut. Coming out here. Let's try a couple outside views. Yep, frame rate's relatively stable. Good to see. Good to see. Oh, it's an ugly looking train, right? I mean, oh look, we've got side by side. Do you hear that noise? Let's get at it. Let's get a screenshot for the thumbnail. Okay. Alright, we can do 25 now, but then we're going to drop to 15 any second. Let's just nudge it up to 15. Makes more sense. Do you know what it's like? You know, in school, when the teacher would drag his nails down the chalkboard? That's what that's that sound effect. I'm sure that is how they made it. Now I'm speeding. This does have direct brakes as well, this loco. Something I do find weird is when you apply the brakes, look, it's in the way of the... I'm going to be honest, that sound effect is bad. I mean, that's just horrific. And I do not for 1 second believe that that's how it sounds in real life. In Train Sim World 5 Routes, that's the first bad sound effect I've heard. And yeah. I mean, I know we are at a slow speed here. Maybe that is how it sounds, and if it does, good lord. Right, we've got a sensible speed limit now, at least of 15 rather than 12. Looks like we haven't seen any speed change signs yet. We're coming up on a 45. I'm going to look. Yeah, how do you know what speed you're meant to be doing? Let's see if we can find that out. And the signals, the lights and signals on the US routes make no sense to me. But to be fair, I've not really read up on it. So it's not really surprising they don't make. They are weird though, how you have, in a lot of places you have 2 sets of signals. Sometimes the top one's green, and that means you go, but the bottom one's red, but that still means you go. Sometimes the top one's red and the bottom one's green, but that still means you go. Weird. Right, what are we at? Let's get up to 25 then. Yep, frame rates are still good. Ooh, I wonder if this is the highway we're going to be going down the middle of it. We are very close to it. That'd be cool. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing that bit. That's a nice, nice touch. Right, now our speed's up, the sound effects aren't quite so bad. It's still irritating, but good. Let's focus less on the sound effects and more on actually following what speed we're meant to be. We are not going to be on time to our first stop. Yeah, let's watch for the speed change signs. I've still not seen one. Right, we should have one coming up. 2.3 to our first stop. And we've got 2 miles to get there. Should be a 50-mile-an-hour speed. Is that it? That little green arrow, was that it? It did say 30 on the bottom, 50 on the top, I think. Yeah, we've got another one coming up. Let's have a look. Yeah? That's ridiculous. Right, well, let's get going then. go. Green lights, 40 coming up, but that's near the next station anyway. Let's get up to 60. Yep. That car floating. And it is a wee bit, right? And that one. I mean, you're always going to get bits like that, right? As long as when I go down that bit where I'm between the two highways, if all the cars are floating, that's going to kill the immersion. Right, coming up on our first stop. The brakes on this are horrific, so we should probably begin slowing down. Up to 45%. I hate that brake knob's in the way of... So when you brake, do the dynamic brakes kick in as well? Because the engine's revved up like the dynamic brakes are in use. See what I mean? Maybe it does. Let's get under 20 here. Oh, that is a tiny state. Is that what I'm stopping at? What are we? We are a 6 car. That's for 3 cars. I better actually put the brakes on though, yeah? Let's go full service. Yeah, that's where I should have stopped. Whoops. Okay. Let's get the doors open. Oh, that was close to missing. How late? Oh god, we are late, aren't we? I'll try and get out of this station a bit quicker. Let's lock the doors. Okay, here we go. So performance-wise, so far I've had no issues, which is really good to see. I haven't even noticed any major stuttering or anything. Looks like we can get up to 70 in a minute. Now we're talking. Ah, look! This is us coming on the... where we're going to be going down the centre of the highway. That's cool. I like that. And we're getting some speed up, which is nice. Although we are going to go back down to 55 again in a minute. Why send us up to a 70 and then 3/4 of a mile later down to 55 again? Just leave us at 55. This loco's got the acceleration of a 125 moped. It's slow. Going up a bit of a hill here. I like that. I mean, I like the idea of... I like that we're going... Oh! Right, we've got cars on my left in the road, and we've got cars on my right floating above the road. That I don't like. For scenery like this to work, if you're going to send us down the centre of the highway, you've got to get it right. For me, that kills the immersion, but it's okay. That's just been a one-off. It looks okay again now. Yeah, see, look at all these floating cars on the right. Yeah, that's bad. I don't like that. Yeah, it's been a bit of a shame. It's not too bad. It's okay when they're in the distance, but when you seem to get up close to them, they look like they're floating for a bit. The ones on the left aren't too bad. I mean, maybe I'm being overly critical. It's just when you're in it like that. I do love the fact that, and this is a prime example of it, how they fix the shadows on the tracks. Now you can see the wall on the right there. The shadows for those things haven't been fixed. But for the actual tracks, which for me is a big thing, they have fixed them. Fixed it, I think, only on the new routes though. I could be wrong about that. I'll have to check that out. And hopefully at some point they do fix those other shadows, but for me, I would rather the shadows just weren't there, because that annoys me more than there just not being shadows. 79 mile an hour we can go. 79, of course. Why would it not be 79? Why not 80? What, I mean, we are on a bit of a downhill here. I'm going to put these dynamic brakes to work here. Hopefully quickly, because we are on quite a downhill. Okay, the dynamic brakes work. I like that. Yeah, why 79? If anybody knows the reason for that, please let me know in the comments. 12 mile an hour at the start. Why not just 10 or 15? Why 12? And why 79? I mean, 12 I can get on board with. But 79 makes just no sense at all. Going along this section of the highway, my frame rate is very erratic. I mean, it's up and down. It's, to be honest, not unusual. There's a lot going on. We are travelling fast. But I've not noticed any major issues with performance on this yet, which is good. Now we are coming up on a 60, so just use the... I know we probably shouldn't be using the dynamic brakes for this, but I've got them set up, so why not? Near enough at 60 on time. So what? Came out the tunnel there and I was greeted with a double yellow or double, what looked like either a double yellow or a double red. Was that maybe because I'm travelling too fast? Let's start using the roads because that's what I'm meant. We are coming into a 25. Hill now, a little over the top. It's pretty cool scenery. It's a nice looking route. All the Train Sim World 5 routes have been really good, looks wise, you know. There's that noise again. I'd forgotten about that. Now we're coming around to our station. Let's try and get down to about 20. Too late. We've managed to get here roughly on time. That's good. Do you know what it is with the American trains? Is you seem to have to tell it what to do like 20 seconds before it actually does it. Let's get the punters on board. We are currently in a 20. We go. Pick up a couple of screenshots there. Might use that one for the thumbnail. Yeah, a little bit of a stutter through there. Oops, we are already at 20. Again, we're in 20. Get out to a 40 once we're over this point. Interestingly, we were allowed to accelerate there before the whole train was over that point. Changed the speed limit up in the top left earlier than it should have, but again, that's nothing, is it? It's a noisy old girl when you've got her revved right up on this. But then it is a big diesel gas guzzler, isn't it? Almost up to 60. Where's our next stop? 3.9 miles. We do have a drop to 40 coming. That is a big long freight. Nice uphill into a ramp there. Looks like we're going to come down the other side. Dynamic brakes to keep us in check. Oh, we're meant to be at 40. Stuttery around this corner. That was a big drop in frames, but again, nothing unusual for Train Sim World. Come straight back up to 75. So not a bother, and we're about to get into another fast bit. Those little green speed change signs they make. I mean, who came up with that? I know what we're going to do, guys. Let's make our speed limits really weird, like 79 here, 12 there, and then change it up to 70 over here. I hope they're going to stop these cars, because I'm going through. Yeah, it's really, I do find it funny. Right, up to 70. 2.5 to our next stop. Frame rate's quite erratic here, but again, there's lots of buildings, lots of trees, lots of cars. To be expected. got on this? When are we due into our last stop? At 10:29, so we've got about 20 minutes left on this. Just over 20 minutes left for part 1. So far it's going well. What is all this? Is this rubbish? Or rocks? It's rubbish, isn't it? That's a nice touch, because I bet that's what it is like on a lot of these train tracks. I've got to sort that. If I actually turned off the engine as well. Yeah, see, the brakes don't do much. I mean, they do a bit, but not. Yeah. But that was driver error. That was me. I still had it on throttle 4 while meant to be slowing down. Yeah, it's a bit weird that these cars are still going over the junctions as well. Again, I don't like that. Floating cars, bad sound effects. Now they've stopped, which is cool. Okay, we're fine, we're at 20. My best stop yet, I think. Not too bad. Felt fairly smooth. Relatively accurate. Right, we've got the doors unlocked. We are late, but I think that's more to do with the fact that I've not been keeping up to speed, and yeah. I think that's more driver error than anything else. Like I say, I'm not used to driving these locomotives. I'm not used to these different speed limit changes and whatnot, because they are weird, some of them. Right, let's go. So, should have done a hill start there, shouldn't I? That's me not paying attention. Well, let's just give it full throttle. We're running late. I do like the fact that I am literally driving through the centre of these suburbs or city or wherever it is. I'm not 100% sure where it is. I am just now in a great big diesel locomotive. I do like that. Green light. Yeah, she isn't loud when you've got her at full throttle. Very loud. it's different. I don't think... I never really drove the Antelope Valley much at all. I like the fact that I'm driving through a city. Really busy looking city as well. It looks... there's a big drop in frames. Have we crashed? No. That was pretty spectacular. For me, that's one of the biggest stutters I've had on Train Sim World. To the point I actually did think it had crashed there. But it didn't, so it's fine. I know these stutters are annoying, but they're just part of the world. They're part of Train Sim World, unfortunately. And that's not going to change. On Unreal Engine 4, that's not going to change. I'm going to assume on older. Do you know what Train Sim World needs to do? Is they need to cut compatibility with PS4 and Xbox One. That is definitely holding Train Sim World back at the moment. And I'm sure there's lots of you out there playing on these consoles, but they're dated now, do you know what I mean? PS4s are old tech. Get there. I'm not going to get there in a minute. So, for me at the moment on San Bernardino, it's a good route. Don't get me wrong. I've liked the highway bit. Yes, there's some graphical issues with the floating cars and the cars in the road. It's the same on any route where you've got people in the platform walking out onto the track. That's, again, part of Train Sim World. If I was to rank my personal opinion, the 3 new Train Sim World routes from best to worst, this would be in 3rd. I think there's just too many things that aren't quite right, and it's all very samey. It's, yeah, I don't know, just not my favourite personally. I have seen people online that love this route, and I get why. I can see why. Oh, especially when you're blasting right at, yeah. Sorry guys, we're missing that station, I'm afraid. Too busy chatterboxing. Yeah, unfortunately we missed that station. At least we'll be on time for the next one. Yeah, so for me, this one in 3rd, West Coast Main Line in 2nd, and yeah, Frankfurt Fulda miles above. Not only miles above these 3 routes, but any other route in Train Sim World. But again, that's my opinion. Right, let's get going a bit here. Yeah, sometimes when you're doing these videos and you're chatting like that, you completely lose focus on what you're actually meant to be doing. She's stopping at a station. So the next one, 1029, that must be our... Oops. I was meant to hit T there. Not... Did that actually open the doors? I think I just killed the game. Oh, no, there we go. No, it didn't actually open the doors. Yeah. Weird. Anyway, that opened the doors, and by opening the doors... Oh no, I think I just missed an alerter there, didn't I? Yeah. Just missed an alerter. Stupid. I'm not quite sure how you reset things in this train. So we can't find out. Fill up the main reservoir. It's going to drop the needle. Yeah, that should be us. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. That's terrible driving. Yeah, what I was going to say before whacking keys and opening doors is this is our last station for part 1. Part 2 will... I've done it again. Part 2 will do it again. Part 2 will do tomorrow. Get up to speed. We are probably going to be late, although if we get up to speed quick here, we should be okay. Yeah, sorry about I know I've made a lot of mess ups on this drive, guys. When you're trying to stream and drive at the same time, sometimes it's easy to. And it is the first time I've driven the route, so I'm taking everything in and looking at everything. What are your thoughts on how would you rank? Let me know in the comments, how would you rank the 3 new routes? For me, like I was saying, this one in 3rd, West Coast Main Line in 2nd, and Frankfurt Fulda 1st. I love Frankfurt Fulda, it's a fantastic route. I'm sure once I've driven this one a few more times and I'll get a little bit more used to the locomotives and stuff, I may try, because I know you can use the other ones as well, like the Antelope Valley type one. I may try some of those. I don't really like this loco. I might see if I can do part 2 in a different loco. Yeah, maybe I'll look into that. I don't know if that's a thing or not. I do love all these little crossings. Yeah, it's annoying that you sometimes see the cars crossing in front of you, but that is pretty cool. I like it. have a feeling the second part of this route may change my opinion a bit, because we're coming out into much nicer looking scenery now. So yeah, let's see after tomorrow's, and maybe if I drive a slightly nicer locomotive to drive, maybe that'll change my opinion. Of course, the West Coast Main Line is, you know, I live in Britain. I live up in Scotland, so the British routes are what I tend to drive the most, and in particular the 3 Scottish routes. And then second would be German. I like the German routes. I like the signalling in Germany. It's phenomenal. I love their signalling system, and a lot of the German. I tell you, the one thing I don't like about German roads is the horns. Usually awful. Oh, good point. I like it. Yeah. I like that. Is this the bell? Yeah. Yeah. I'll give that a... Yeah, definitely like the horn on that one. Ooh, here we go again. See? Paying no attention to the track. Tell you what, though, it was decent braking there, all things considered. That was good. Oh. Yeah, see, things like that really kill the immersion, right? Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, isn't it? It's inevitable on ones like this where you've got so many cars crossing the tracks. It's kind of just inevitable. Right, let's pay attention to the fact... Oh, we've got a red light coming up. Probably at the end of the platform. Although, no, that says 2 miles away. Okay, let's get slowed down a little bit here. Good news is, after blowing through our last stop, we are relatively on time. Though it didn't help that we got ground to a halt at some point after that. I'm so used to responsive brakes. I do struggle with the brakes on these locos. Right. And that should be it for this stream. Yeah. Obviously, quite a few speeding issues there along the way at the start. Loss of 390. We still get... See, I don't agree with that. I don't think you should get a platinum with that many penalties. Really don't. I think they need harsher point losses for breaking the speed limit. But there we go. There we have it, guys. There's part one of San Bernardino. So far, I'm enjoying it. It's not as good as the other two lines for me so far, but I'm looking forward to seeing what the second part of the track's like, and it'll be interesting to see whether the different scenery ups it for me. And I am going to see if I can do it on a different loco as well, because I don't like that locomotive. So, yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching, guys. Sorry about my poor driving skills in this one. Hopefully tomorrow I will be a little bit more on my game. And we'll give it a go. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you at the next one.